Tonight, can you?
You're listening to the Doug Stanhope Podcast.
Yeah, the blue is foot.
Yeah.
No, I would have noticed if it said foot before.
See, I never.
What? I never look at.
Well, no, I never think
bottles?
there's a real difference. Like when you get extra whitening toothpaste versus long lasting, or like they all have a different, and you go, it's the same shit.
But you reach for the Gold Bond bottle, or the little thing.
Shaker,
it's the orange yellow.
Yeah.
That's what I would never look to the blue or green without not. This isn't disparaging either of you two gentlemen in the way you shop. But I look for the gold and the red cap, and I know exactly what it is.
I don't go to the store myself, but Jenny probably thought extra strength is better than regular strength, is what I would assume.
Agreed.
Right. So, and I did too. I just looked and it was Gold Bond powder still. I didn't know if they changed I don't know the difference between Pepsi and old Pepsi cans. I don't know when they changed their logo.
Gold Bond medicated mustard.
Gold Bond powder. It goes down your pants.
I don't think there is, if a product has extra strength, there's no more regular strength. It's all extra strength. Like, who's going to go, yeah, I get a headache, but not that bad.
That cooling itch relief is too much for me. I'm going back to the orange bottle.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying right now.
Oh, you are? So you're backpedaling.
Yeah, no, I'm not backpedaling. I'm saying that
you're itching right now. Like, you look at me.
I'm not itching. It's very cooling. The first time I put Gold Bond powder down my pants, I didn't know if it was a good idea or not.
Yeah.
Because
it's like Kama Sutra.
Yeah, you're kind of like, no, I do like that. That's,
Tiger Balm. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Ointment.
This one is that initial feeling of, that was a mistake, except for it just keeps climbing into, that was a mistake. It's like closer to Ben Gay than...
Did she give you a piece of leather strap so you put in your mouth on your first try so you can bite down, you can grit down? Can I take it? Can I take it? That's the one thing that I always have in my road bag to go is one of the little small bottles you buy at Target, the little airplane
and
size.
hope it doesn't open up.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we'll get some gripes out of the way off the top of this podcast. And then we get a strong show. I'm just gonna read you this email while it's still relevant. This is a Rouse story that someone sent me. And I'm gonna make just a one word vague. Mike E sent me a story. I wanted to tell you a story. I worked in a club and saw so many comedians that I could never remember their names. I remember Rouse. Some people walked out after the quote fucking a hooker with frozen dog shit joke. That upset people. That upset most of the people. He lost the crowd. A heckler shouted a joke about 9/11. Rouse lost it. He left the stage and tried to fight the heckler. Despite the fact he disgusted the crowd, they sided with him. They beat the shit out of the heckler, and he returned to the stage a hero. He was carried from the stage to the bar. He didn't buy a drink all night. He was one of the most polite and pleasant people who worked our club. A good man. I drank with a lot of comedians back then, but he was drinking for real. I'll drink to him tonight. Just wanted to remember a guy who made me laugh. Now, the word I left out of that was Jason. Jason Rouse is a Canadian goofball comedian. I'm not saying he's a bad comedian. I remember he does like JT Habersack kind of punk rock music, rock and roll venues. He wears a grill. He's a white guy with a big gold grill. And I thought that was like when I used to wear a Santa hat no, he meant it. He means the grill. So he's talking about a completely different Rouse. It's like fucking a hooker with frozen dog shit. I can't imagine Sean Rouse doing that without having a really good point around. I think Jason, who I could never take seriously once he smiled. I don't remember his act. Yeah, he would do just, all right, let's... But
I was confused when he said he wanted to fight him.
Yeah.
I was like...
Yeah, he came out into the crowd. Really?
Yeah.
That would take a while.
Yeah, well...
But I wrote him back. I go, I hope you're not confusing Jason Rouse and Sean Rouse. And then he wrote back meekly, yeah, I guess I was. I apologize. And I wrote back, at least you didn't send R.I.P. flowers to the wrong family. Like, Jason Rouse is dead. He was my favorite. No, he's fine. All right. Just some beefs. We mentioned whoever's selling those Hope t-shirts. I'm inundated on Twitter with people from Facebook. Someone's selling the iconic Obama, whatever you call that, lithograph. Or,
the Hope from
it's just the most hackneyed, tired fucking 10-year-old shit. And someone's selling these shirts, and people keep asking me on Twitter. Yeah, if you see that in your Facebook feed, I don't know how Facebook works. Just trash it. Let them know our opinion. You're a hack. This is nothing that Stanhope is behind. And then we'll let them make a lot of fucking money off of it and sue them.
I did get an email from Zach, from a guy named Zachary, and he one of the sites that's selling it is Viral Style, and he sent me the protocol for getting something pulled down. It's a lot.
I know,
which is
this guy's gonna do it.
Yeah, and I appreciate him telling us that. Like, he's got a way. And there's another guy, Mike, from the UK, who has basically a punch sheet of when someone is, just fucking with your brand.
Yeah.
He works for a company that, does this for businesses. And so he's sending me that, and I'll look through that and see what we can do. Because there's some little things you can do right off the bat. And one of them is a very nice template of cease and desist, which is enough to, fuck with some people.
Yeah. And the other avenue is killer termites who have a lot of free time on their hands. I know the guy supposedly lives in Thailand, or did for a while. I tracked down forget his fucking, it's easy to find.
But they're not even shirts that he's taking a picture of, because the screen print area is too big. He's taken a photo and Photoshop that onto, so it's even a shitty version of a Photoshop job, because it's not representation of what you're actually going to get.
I've actually bought things that people hacked of me, those little pictures that are in the little house. Yeah, I go, hey, listen, you send me in bingo, because there's one of me and one of bingo, or there were. He goes, yeah, send us one each, and I'll promote your thing, because it's really cool looking. They're Photoshop, but paintings. They're really cool little art pieces. He's jacked them up. The last time I saw one on eBay, he jacked it up like 100% in price. But I don't care.
That was the week you were sick.
That's the thing. I don't care if you fucking you steal my shit in a good way. Like I've always said, find a fucking scam in the system. But don't make me look like I'm a fucking hackneyed twat that would sell that fucking just garbage T-shirt. All right. We've been over that. But please, shit on whoever is trying to sell those. I guess it's on Instagram too. I don't know.
It's all over. He's basically tagging you and everything. So anyone who's looking for something, or they get an alert with your name or your account on there, then it pings them. Which for viral marketing, well done. But
speaking of viral marketing, Mrs. Gump came to me and said she wants to take over my Instagram because I never use it, and start maybe filming little pieces like Kreischer and little bits to promote things. And she goes, hey, I want to get into this. I know how to do it, and I want to use you as like a trial run. Fuck yeah. That's what having a bunch of time off soon does for you.
And your Instagram, what is that? Your name on Instagram?
Doug Stanhope.
Is it?
No.
Well, don't look at it yet, because ain't shit on there. I think Hennigan put some stuff up there.
I love that you had a meeting about something you know nothing about.
There's another call to action for the termites, but let's the fucking your Jeep problem.
Oh, this fucking Jeep's been nothing but problems.
Wait, Jenny's Jeep?
Yes.
Didn't you just get that?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to borrow my fixed?
I need one.
No, you could use. I took the fixed is one of our new sponsors. It's one of the ads we're doing for today. I took that device and put it on every single car in the compound.
Found
And
out
it
well.
lists them all. You can use one on all of them.
I thought about it actually while I was doing this. Really did think
I'll
about
let you use
talking
it.
to you about
Yeah.
it. It was driving back yesterday. The fan went out. The cooling fan went out. So I was like, I got to look and see if it's under warranty. Not under warranty.
Sure.
Just
40,000 miles.
Yeah,
At
40,000.
Wait, you bought that new?
Yeah.
Or new used?
Yeah, no, brand new.
Brand-
had 65 miles on it when I got it. So it's
But it was a rough 65.
it's 3-year
It's a
or
police chase.
it's like 3-year or 36,000 mile warranty
Yeah.
for bumper to bumper. So I got about 40,000. So I'm just out of it, which is shit happens. Except for I look it up to see when I call them to find out how much it's going to cost and if it's under warranty. They say no, it's not. So I said, all right, I'm going to do it myself then.
And this is the fan on the outside of the radiator that sucks the air by?
Exactly, the one right next to the radiator that pulls the bearings are out of it and it's just wobbling. If I let it go, it'll end up wobbling into the radiator.
then
It'll
you
fuck more stuff up. So it's dead parked. As soon as I looked it up to find the part and stuff, all I found was forum after forum and even comments on YouTube video as recent as a month or two ago. And it's been going on for years. And they say, yeah, this has been an ongoing problem with these vehicles to the point that people's vehicles were stuck in the shop for months at a time because these fans were on national back order. And everybody's trying to submit it to the recall thing for a recall.
And they keep pushing more out,
and
which creates more of a demand, so you never get caught
So that's why
up.
I was bitching at him. But this thing's been problem solved. One of the funniest things that happened was when we first got it, it kept switching from standard to metric. You'd be driving down the road, and then all of a sudden you're going, whoa, I'm going, oh, that's kilometers.
This is fucking funny.
And you're like, I'm fucking...
This is great.
And then your temperature is in Celsius, and everything has just switched over.
The onboard electronics.
Yeah.
Like it just flips over.
Everything in there. So
But this happens with our phones.
that's what I told Jenny. I said we had to take it to the shop a few times to get them to fix it before I figured out how to fix it myself. But I told Jenny, I said what it probably is like I listen to Pandora radio here, and it'll give me commercials from Mexico based on GPS because we're right on the border. So it's probably some sort of GPS system that switches it because we're so close. That's the only thing that made sense to me. I don't know what.
Wait, is Mexico metric?
Yeah, I think, isn't it?
Everyone's fucking
Everyone's
metric.
metric. But I-19 is metric going to Mexico. I thought that was to get you started.
I guess I should know that.
So Jenny takes it to the shop. And she tells him what's going on with it. And the guy says, well, where are you from? And Jenny says, I'm from Thailand. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's probably why it keeps switching.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It notices her heartbeat.
I told you, I wished I was there. I said, Jenny, do they have an ass fucking ethnicity sensing seat? I know it heats up, but does it know automatic? Oh, you are from Thailand. You're used to the metric system. Let's switch you over.
Hey, I got something wrong with my exhaust system. Really? Where are you from? Oh, that's it. Boston? Yeah, it's probably that. What?
A lot of smog in Boston. That's why it's really, it'd be bad to gas mine. We're
It's
burning
pulling
extra.
to the right. Well, how fat are you? Well, I'm pretty fat. Yeah, it doesn't want you to go to Burger King. Pulling you away from
Did you
Burger
eat before
King.
you came here? Because, what did you have?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Fucking ridiculous.
So, did she say anything? Or was it one of those, like, I just gotta get out of here?
You know Jenny.
I know.
Yeah, she's meek. She doesn't know. She'll come home and use the F word while telling me the story, but she's going to just sit there and fucking listen while they do it,
Yeah.
you know?
Let me throw out this. I saw this, and I've been waiting for when we fucked with hashtag Sky Candy and you guys put all those horrific pictures on the hashtag Sky Candy and ruined it for a weatherman. Who I'll never mention his name again.
You found a new one, right?
Yeah, but I think I might go back. It's a long story. There's a T-Mobile who we hate because T-Mobile doesn't work in Bisbee. I don't get any reception. Let me guess. T-Mobile. Brian has to go up on the deck and take business calls in the high winds.
I've heard it more than once from people
Well,
here with that.
no one
Every
out
time.
here has T-Mobile. It's people that are visiting, and
Exactly.
they'll have it. And we even had a device that we put on the network here to try and assist that is no longer on the network because it was a piece of shit. It didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work.
So
they're doing during the Major League Baseball season, throughout the regular season, it's hashtag hats off for number 4 heroes. And that's HEROES for you. That would just spell it with an S. Hashtag hats off number 4 heroes with an E. What they're doing is they're gonna, every time you tweet that hashtag, they're gonna give $1 to Team Rubicon, something for the troops.
Yeah.
What they're doing is exploiting dead soldiers. Hey, if we ride on the backs of dead soldiers and you play along, we're going to give him $1 throughout the entire regular Major League Baseball season, which I think is 1,875 games per team. Small print up to $1 million, which they've probably already hit by now, but they're not going to tell you, hey, that's enough. They're not going to stop the ad campaign.
The thermometer didn't hit the top.
Yeah.
We don't need all the free advertising.
I thought it would be funny if that hashtag was flooded with hats off type of pictures and or videos of people that don't have a head any longer. Now, I'm not saying you should do
That was a thought you had that came to your head.
Existing pictures. Right? You should find existing pictures of people that don't have a head.
Yeah, don't cut off your own head.
No, this was a dream you had where you thought it would, like, what kind of world would it be where someone was, it was a dream you had, right?
Yeah.
Like there was a band of people that took the mantle and ran with the idea
and
of
ruined
headless-
a hashtag
Yeah.
with decapitated people to show corporations that you can't ride the bodies of troops into free advertising.
And if you try, you're going to pay $1 for some shit you disagree with.
Right. I think that would be a fantastic idea. I wish I'd have come up with it.
Well, that's, dreams are weird. You never know where they're
strange.
coming from. That was a crazy dream you had.
Oof.
So anyway, hey, there's 162 regular MLB season games, and we're at the All-Star break. Is that halfway through the season?
No, we're not near the. Are we at the All-Star break?
All-Star, yeah.
Oh shit!
Isn't that the halfway?
Much closer
Is that the
to
halfway
football.
mark?
And we'll skip all the World Cup. Let's get into. We have 2 fucking great stories today. One, I really don't think you've told this. Because we've brought it up. Hey, tell that story, Chaille. And you go, it's water under the bridge. I don't want to rehash that. You might have told it before.
No, I can tell the story now because I look back on it and I realize how crazy it is. And I've gone past that whole series. That whole part of my life is...
There's 2 bad beats coming up right now. How long ago was this?
Early 90s?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess enough time has passed.
Well, no, it started, like 92 or...
All right.
I'm like, my heart's beating right now. Yeah. Can I get another beer?
when you would tell me just random stories, like you were not giving Bingo an enema, but explaining to her how you use an enema because this chick you're about to talk about was a bodybuilder and you had to apply enemas to her. So
I had to iodine her skin and wrap her in plastic, which was rather sexual, but it's like she's bound and like
wrap her in saran wrap and give her an enema and there's no fucking involved.
Wait,
You're not even on ecstasy?
What are we doing? Yeah, so
I'm sure he put his dick in her mouth while she was passed out.
just to shut her up. It was. Thank you. It was crazy like that. That was a crazy time in my life, and I was working in the bar a lot, playing in a band, and
and wasted it all on her.
Well, no, I mean it was one of those things where it was one of those crazy, tumultuous relationships, and when you're in it, you don't think you're ever getting out of it. And when you're out of it, you're like, wow, how did I stay in that so long? And this is that. And it got to the point.
Are you going to make this a Me Too story?
No. I guess I could. I'll try and angle it. I decided that it's time to break up. And I remember talking to my brother on the phone because she went away. She went back home for a couple of weeks, which I goaded her to do. It's like, no, you gotta go. You got it. Because then it gave me 2 weeks to clear the fuck out, right? Kind of chicken shit. But I'm talking to my brother on the phone, and I don't know if I'm going to do it or not.
I dumped my last ex via email. So
Well, yeah. What's easier for us, right?
Yeah, when there's violence could ensue, this is the most efficient way.
Oh boy, yeah. So I'm talking to my brother on the phone, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. You know, we got this place and the cat. My brother goes, fuck the cat. Get the fuck out of there. Load your van right the fuck now. And I did. I loaded the van, got into a place, ended up living next door to Becker at the time. And so I got out of there clean, but she was still coming back another week. So then I take her truck, drive to the airport, and I'm parked out in front of baggage in Anchorage. And she comes out, and I go, you drive. Give her the keys. And then I poke my head in the door.
Passenger side?
Passenger side, and go, we're done. That's it. We're through. That's it. I thought, oh, fuck. Done. Right?
Yeah.
I'll catch a cab. I'll get back. Oh, wait. Where's my fucking car? I parked my car at our fucking house. I forgot. And I'm telling the taxi cab guy, yeah, I need you to go up here. We're going to go up the highway.
Follow that car and pass it.
No, I didn't know. I went to the taxi, go, oh, just head home back, grab my van. As we're driving there, she fucking starts pulling up like that, like you want a race type thing, and just a mean mug. And I'm telling the guy, hey, can you step on it? I mean, is this a thing where you can go?
Is that a thing?
He's like, oh, and I go, I don't know who that is, but yeah, we should probably get there first. And we get there, he drops me off, and I'm like, oh, don't leave. And we lived on a cul-de-sac, and I'm stuck at my van, and
she's blocking you.
She will not let me get in the car, in the van. It's a van with windows all the way around it. It was a 1-ton ambulance that had like view windows, all panoramic windows. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck, and then she's like catching me, and I do this like juke move, and I am able to get in, right? But
wait, so she's on foot or she's in a car?
She's on foot. We're in the cul-de-sac tussling, like not touching each other, but she's like won't let me get into the car. So I do like a double fake. I get in the car, and she's like laying behind the fucking.
I have to do this with Bingo when she's trying to get at my pie.
This is a way. This is a way out, guys. She will not get out from behind the car that's pulled in front ways. So I'm like, what the fuck, right? How do you get out of that? I just lean on the horn until someone starts looking. Just fucking, I want my fucking
public shame,
bitchy neighbor up top to fucking do something, right? And we're always worried about what she's doing. Now she's looking out the window at us. I'm like, check it out. What are you going to do now? Finally, I pull out and I leave. I'm like, oh, fuck. Whew. That was a fucking mistake, but pulled out okay. And now I'm working on the radio. Got a new girlfriend.
Not now, but
no, at the time. Maybe a month or two after that. And I get a call from the ex. She's pregnant.
Oh, no.
Oh.
She's telling me that she's trying to angle it to like fuck with me and my new girlfriend. So immediately I go, no, she's on the phone. I put her on the phone every time she called me. And so now it took the total wind out of her sails. And I go, all right, if this is what's going on, then we should go get a test. We head down to the free clinic, and I got someone else there. It's always public places. I don't need another fucking repeat. And I go into, the nurse calls the name. We go in there, and she's just all like, my ex-girlfriend's just mean mugging me the whole fucking time. Sit in there. Nurse explains what's going to happen, and then I'm asked to leave. Well, she does a piss test. Nurse comes out, tells us, yeah, she's pregnant. And basically, my ex just is like, fuck you, and just walks. It's like to make me stew over this whole thing, right? I get called back a couple days later, and She's like laying it. She can't say anything. She can't hold over my new girlfriend. She can't hold any of that over my head. So she's diffused there. So now it's like, yeah, you're going to pay. And I'm like, oh, whatever. All right. If that's what you want to do, you want to have an abortion, that's fine. Well, I'm having it in Washington. I'm going down to Washington.
The abortion.
And I'm going to do this and you're going to pay. And we're going to, I go, all right. But a public place. And I wrote a check because I didn't want to give her cash. And then it's over.
Well, you want to write it off on
yeah,
your
well,
taxes.
yeah, you get creative there.
Hey, I did a bit about it on morning radio, so it's kind of a business expense.
So it's over. Once again, that's it. We're done. And a couple months later, I'm at the radio station I work for has.
Is that K-Whale?
Yeah. There's a. We sponsor the VIP rooms at the stadium for the hockey games, right?
Yeah, the Anchorage Aces.
Yeah, so we're in between periods. My girlfriend and I are there, and I go to it's like a separate room. It's like it's not.
How's your new girlfriend? Like, is she? You're like fuck her, or is she just staying out?
She thought I was really like, wait, she's trying to like angle this against me, like because I told her the whole time.
Proxy.
So yeah, so it was very. It sucked, but it was still like, I wasn't keeping secrets or anything. I'm just like, hey man, this is just what happened, right? So I'm standing in line, and it's like a lavatory bathroom. I'm standing in line with a bunch of other guys, and we're waiting to use the restroom, and we're talking, and then, a guy comes out of the bathroom, another guy goes in, and the guy comes up to me and goes, hey, you on the radio? This is the guy who just came out of the toilet. He goes, hey, are you on the radio? I go, yeah, I work with the morning show. I'm on the radio. He's like, did you used to date a stripper? I mean, they go, whoa, hey, look, I don't want any problems here. I don't know what she told you. I don't know what's going, because that was my ex. That was her thing, right? And
yeah, there could be more stories to set up what a fucking horrific girlfriend this was, but I think the listener can probably, yeah. You've been in that relationship.
So this guy who comes out of the bathroom.
You've been a Chaille in this relationship. What just took it.
This total stranger who comes up to me and says, hey, were you on the radio? Are you on the radio? And then says, did you used to date a stripper? And I'm like, on the defensive. He goes, no, hold on. I'm just saying this because my old lady used to strip before she got pregnant. And while she was pregnant, a gal from the strip club came over.
I just have to stop you there. In Anchorage, it's weird that you would stop stripping just because you're pregnant. But his stripper girlfriend was pregnant, and then she was, took time off, and my ex had allegedly gone over there and was soliciting getting some urine because she wanted to fuck over this guy on the radio who was an asshole. And this guy heard that and goes, beat it. Said, get out of here. And he recognized my voice while he was taking a piss as, oh wait, there's someone from the radio. And he put this whole, from listening to the morning show and everything. I have to stop you and say, why were you talking while you're taking a piss? That just seems weird. You sound familiar.
We're standing in a hallway with a bunch of guys. There's one guy in the bathroom.
I'm making a joke. Yeah. I make for funny.
So he recognized the voice and then said, oh, radio. Oh, could it be? And he did. And, that's when I waited I told my girlfriend and then, I called her later and just said, look, you're fucking despicable, man. Are you really? This is what you did? And I just said, this is it. This is it. Done. Now it's over. We don't have to talk anymore because you're a piece of shit, what you did. And, she ended up going to Seattle, which she did go to see Marcy Playground play. She spent the money on a caution.
Yeah, she had the extra $600.
Jeez,
why
what do I
take
do
the
with
vacation?
Yeah. But the fact that guy walked up to me, I would still to this day not know what the fuck. And it was so fucking cool.
My brother, when he was in the Marine Corps, he went through basic training in South Carolina and then whatever school, MOS for his cooking school in North Carolina. And he got married right after basic training, and his wife moved down there to the Carolinas. And then they broke up, and he got shipped off to Oceanside.
California.
Yeah, and someone saw his name tag, Stanhope, on his uniform. He goes, Stanhope, were you married to a girl named Jody? Yeah. Were you at wherever in North Carolina? And he told him everyone in North Carolina was fucking his wife. She's dead now. Him only in my eyes. Separate stories. All right, let's take a quick break.
I need one.
There's another bad beat coming up. Please hold. Dollar Shave Club. This is Chaille and Chad world.
I love them.
Becker and I, we don't shave.
No.
Well, I mean, and it's clear in your appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sells tickets.
Retired. It says retired.
Homeless chic.
Yeah, if I looked as clean and groomed as you, I couldn't sell tickets with this act.
I don't shave very often, and I still save money using Dollar Shave Club than if I bought regular razors.
I switched to the 2, the double blade.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know what it was, but I said, I remember we used to just do it with 2 blades. And I went back there and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Well,
Waxing nostalgia.
Yes.
it's a few hairs right under your nostrils.
Yeah.
Where I don't know how your nose is, listener, but mine is close enough that, you get 4 blades. It's not getting the...
Enemy at the gate.
I might be talking...
You have like a mini Hitler.
I might be talking out of my ass, and I'm not sure, but I think on the 5 blade, on the back of it, they have a single that's used just
Yes.
for
it's an
just
exposed
for that area.
To get your sideburn,
Yeah.
to like grab a real tight line there,
Right.
and to get under the nose, which I always loved, and it's such a feature.
I
Doug,
complain about a sponsor and you find a solution.
Yes, look at
See
that.
how that worked?
yeah.
Yeah, Dollar Shave Club has it all, evidently, because I'm looking at the ad copy, and now they have fucking toothpaste, shampoo, body wash, conditioner, hair gel. They have the Dollar Shave Club wart removal. They have anal bleaching.
Some of these are still in the prototype stage. Don't.
Yeah, but they're still preventing Hitler.
Don't reach for your mouse yet, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, they did send us a care package. I'll bring it in here for you guys to pick the things you want. But yes, they have from hand lotion to. You know what they even have? They have the traveler kit, the DOP kit. If you want a nice, small, decent little DOP kit, which is where you put all your sundry items for the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
You can get it all right there.
A DOP kit.
That's what it's
Fucking
called.
Chaille knows words for everything. A stanchion. You know the velvet rope at a shitty club? That's a stanchion is what you hook that rope up to.
Yes.
And what's the little fucking thing where you get the... A ramekin. He just knows these weird words for everything.
So I worked at a movie theater and a restaurant. Big fucking whoop.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, what about...
Yeah, but you listened. And that's the part that annoys us.
That's why I collected 2 paychecks. Hey, you know what? One Wipe Charlie's. How about those? Whoa! All
Yep.
of a sudden, it's Doug's world.
Yep. Took
Yep.
him on tour to all those places. I thought maybe this country doesn't have toilet paper. And then I became an addict. And now I have one wipe because I wipe once because
Whether it needs it or not.
No, I wipe in. I don't wipe out because that would be a 2 wipe. So I have what's basically a dispenser of 1 wiped Charlie's where you can pull it out of my butt like a Kleenex dispenser.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I just leave them in there in case you want a second wipe.
You're like that Stonehenge thing that they put over tissues.
Yeah,
You pull it out of his nose.
Yeah.
1 wipe Charlie's. They're good for 2.
Made for 1, good for 2.
Yeah, they're good for number 1.
Nobody can wipe just
Still
once.
fine for number 2.
1 Wipe Charlie's. They clean better on the way out.
Oh, so Doug misread the
not
labeling.
good at math.
He thought 1
Made
Wipe
that clear.
Charlie's means it's only good for number 1.
One and done. Which is ironic because it's number 2.
I sit to pee, so I always wipe.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway.
Front to back and then back to front. Hey, they also got the pomade, which is something that I use. I don't know why I use it. I just tried to use it. It has a good smell.
Oh shit!
Didn't
I
you use
used
the
that on the
pomade?
Blue Apron. That's why.
Promotion.
Is this motherfucking cardamom? No, specific hair pomade from Dollar Shave Club.
I like the Meyer lemon toothpaste.
No, I do recommend the toothbrushes from
Dollar Shave Club.
I was just thinking Blue Apron because you just said they're metal, they're substantial, they're in your hands.
That's
they're
one of the
very
things
good.
I like about the razors.
Graze
They're,
that across a filling. Oh, sorry.
No, it's not Brillo pads for the bristles.
The
not
handle.
the bristles are
handle.
metal.
Boy, that'd be
This seems like a terrible idea.
big failure.
Now the Dollar Shave Club explains it to me. I get it.
Compared to
It's
the
for cleaning your grill.
compare this to the wire brush.
Maybe they'll do a combination with Weber.
Oh man. And here's a great way to try a bunch of Dollar Shave Club's products. For just $5, you can get their Daily Essentials starter set. It comes with body cleanser, One Wipe Charlie's, their amazing butt wipes, their world famous shave butter, and their best razor, the 6-blade executive. Keep the blades coming for a few more bucks a month. Add in shampoo, toothpaste, or anything else you need for the bathroom. Check it all out at dollarshaveclub.com/Stanhope. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Stanhope.
I don't like the way they always end with /Stanhope. In this day and age, where who knows who's listening? They might think of another voice is talking.
Take it literal.
Stanhope. You should go /Stanhope.
After you shave.
With Dollar Shave Club. Always be branding.
Get a razor /Stanhope.
New sponsor, Fixed. FIXD. Fixed. Tell me what Fixed is.
Fixed diagnoses 7,000 car problems from your smartphone. I just read through this. I have this same tool from when I was a mechanic, and this is an expensive tool, and it's more complicated if you have the tool. What it is it plugs in under all cars that are somewhat new. Even if you're poor and you have a used car, they have this port underneath, right under the dash.
Diagnostic port, which is in any car after 1996.
Oh, there you go. I didn't read it that
That's
thoroughly.
all right. That's why I'm
I
here.
skimmed it. I didn't
96.
catch that. But yeah.
Yeah, that goes
They could have
back.
killed Kennedy.
But, so you plug it in and, it'll give you a code if there's anything wrong with your car, going wrong with it.
When you worked for this...
The machine that I have,
yeah.
that's what, but then it just gives you a code that you have to look up in a big, huge
Reference
book.
manual.
Yeah,
This does
exactly.
all that shit for you.
This does all of that for you for less than it would cost for the fucking mechanics to buy that part or that tool.
Which you can do yourself, probably.
Yeah, so this is actually really cool.
Is
I
this,
would use
when
this.
you plug this into this port, do you need a lubricant? And is that included? In this hundreds of dollars this must cost. Perhaps thousands?
It doesn't mention lubricant in anything I
Okay,
read.
Doug is clearly not looking at any of the copy here. This is a little device. It's Becker. How big is that?
I would say that's a dental floss, travel-sized dental
Travel
floss.
size dental floss.
That's what I thought it was when he
This-
held it up.
It's a product called Fixed. They're a new sponsor, FIXD, and this plugs into that diagnostic port. There's 3 different spots in a car after production models after 1996 in America have to have this diagnostic slot. This thing plugs right in. You download the app and it tells you everything that's going on in your car.
All of my fans right now are searching Urban Dictionary to find out what the diagnostic slot is.
No, they're looking up to see what a car in 1996 looks like.
Not a pacer.
Fucking Mazda has a weird wrench thing and then a circle with a thing. 2 things are fucked up with that, and they don't make any sense.
And
There's like UK washer dryers.
We're about to find out.
there's thousands of things that a check engine light comes on that it will report. Okay. There's thousands. There's no way for you to know. And you can get a reference model and, or a reference catalog and your device. I don't know what that is. Or you can get the Fixed plug-in module and it will tell you exactly what's wrong with your car. So then when you go to the mechanic, you know what's happening before he does.
I know what's wrong with my car is I've been letting the Gumps use it. And now all sorts of lights are on when I come back from the road.
Do they have a device for that?
Why didn't we just fucking plug this into the car before we did this? Oh, why? Because I'm too drunk.
They put cotton candy in the gas tank. It said it.
No, they put unicorn farts in the gas tank. I just made up this new logo. Hashtag Elon Musk.
The number one thing that when I was talking to the rep is with this device, you can turn off that check engine light through the app on your phone.
If it's something shitty that you know
Well,
you don't
if you
need.
look at what it is and you go, oh, the gas cap is ajar, you
Like-
twist it, and that is one of the things that a check engine light will bring on.
Well, even like here where we live, we don't have the emission standards.
Yes.
Right.
So a lot of those lights will come on and stay on if you have a part, and only thing it needs is to meet those emission standards. So if you don't need it, you can shut that shit off.
But the other thing, if you can shut that off, it doesn't matter. I mean, if your car passes, but
Yeah.
yeah, they will not give you your renewal if it has a check engine light on.
Yeah.
And we ran in that in Alaska.
Yeah.
And it was like, you're kidding me.
Becker, Chad, Chaille. Does it have baby in a hot car? Does it do baby in a hot car?
You know, there is a request line on the website.
I do like to pick up hitchhiking babies. Leave them out front of Safeway.
And then I forget because I ain't got no babies of my own.
That could be something they add. The developers are always looking for different newfangled things to add. This, with this device and the app on your phone, you can turn off the check engine light right from your phone. And that above anything else, I think is very valuable. Knowing that something is wrong with your car and going in to check your mechanic to see how honest they are.
And if you're mechanically inclined at all, diagnostic is what you're going to pay for the most to find out what it is. So if it's a simple part that you can change yourself and then find out, you can save like literally hundreds of dollars just from somebody telling you what it is.
Because she's going to do that.
Yeah.
And then you charge you for it.
Yeah.
And you could have done it.
You're going to go to the mechanic and they're going to plug the
Becker
fix.
off on a tangent. You know how they fucked me? 1996. Why don't you do call to action? Because I think I left a baby in my hot car. The company is fixed. How do they get a deal?
Right now, you can get fixed for as low as $39 each. Plus, listeners of the Doug Stanhope podcast will get an additional 10% off when you enter the promo code Stanhope at www.listentomycar.com.
Fixed. What's that one more time?
Go to www.listentomycar.com and enter promo code Stanhope for an additional 10% off the already discounted price.
The product is fixed. I think I might have stepped over the fact that she got piss from a pregnant woman.
She found one. She like that one.
Right, obviously one
the
turned
gal
her down. The
like
guy,
let her in the house. Let's be honest, the mobile home, and then said, "Get the fuck out." And then she found someone. I mean, she worked at the biggest strip club in town, so there were plenty of people in there, and there, you know, it probably wouldn't take long to find someone who's going to pee in a cup for you, you know. So she did find someone.
But it's not like drug testing.
That's the thing I found out later, because wait a minute. I've been fleeced, and now I'm like interested. Like, you want to figure out what's going on. And I found out that, on piss testing for a paternity test, they don't check temperature. They make sure that it's a female and all this, so it's not a negative, right? And she got it soon enough, or she cared for it enough.
She gave him a cube of ice.
She took care of that piss better than she ever took care of me.
the way that I used
But hold on.
Oh.
On drug testing, they always check temperature. And the nurse, like, drew a curtain so she could have her privacy while she, you know, hit the swab or whatever the fuck they did.
Look at a dirty magazine in order to get it up for a piss.
Had I known, it'd be like, no, we're past all that. Curtain open, I'm in the room. Because then you would be able to actually tell.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it would be I think it would be easier for a female, because the way that I always spoofed drug test, piss test for drug tests.
I
Like
thought you were going to say how you spoofed the pregnancy test.
No, spoofed for drug tests for jobs is you get somebody.
Who's going to question him?
You get somebody to piss in a condom.
Yeah.
And then I would wrap it up underneath your taint
Oh,
and hold it there so it's maintained.
Or keister it. You could even keep it hot.
Listen,
I'm
if
not
the first
saying you.
idea didn't work out, maybe, but that's not my go-to move. But
you'd have to go frozen to get it in.
Just tucked just tucked up underneath your balls and then put your underwear on. It's out of sight, not conspicuous at all, and then you have a warm container of pee as soon as you need to fuel the
That's a good
peacocks.
way. If we
but
get
for a woman, you could just put it up your fucking prison purse, is what I've learned on this podcast.
She could have called Amazon if there's a curtain in front of you and the first person watching. Jesus Christ.
A large pump of
A pelican could have come in and dropped it off. I should have said stork.
Oh, fuck.
So you had one other story. Let's
Well, you were asking me if I ever thought if it was anything ever suspicious, which of course there was. But I do remember one time when I was still playing in the band, and we were traveling quite a bit, like not in Alaska, and I was based out of Southern California, and I decided to surprise my ex-girlfriend, my girlfriend at the time, the one that this story is about, and for Valentine's Day. And I know all these people up in Anchorage, everything's fine. And like, yeah, but don't say nothing. Literally, the band that was there, the house band at Coots, I got to our apartment and he was out the window onto the balcony to jump down into the parking lot. That's how fucking close it was. Surprise! What are you doing here?
Oh, I better shower really quick.
So yeah, and the craziest thing on that was, this is the guy that I was trying so hard to hire into my band, and she just sat there and watched the whole thing. She's fucking him on the side, and I'm going, what do you think? Do you think that is Ray the right guy for the band? Well, yeah, you should get him. Well, he's gettable, right?
People are
Except for me.
Conniving, man.
Jesus, dude.
Conniving people.
I have two conniving people stories similar. One of them's funny and one of them's not as funny. The first time I had to do that, the chick told me she was pregnant. We had been dating. She lived with me and stuff for a while, and then she wasn't living with me at the time, but we were still fucking on a regular basis. And she tells me she's pregnant, so what are you gonna do? I want an abortion. Okay, I'll fucking take you.
That's the stutter step.
I'll take you. I'll pay for. Well, because I know I don't get a choice.
Well, it's like, well, honey, you're like hand wringing.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do? I'll support.
Yeah.
I'll support whatever it is you want to do. What do you want to do while you're going abortion?
Go abortion.
Snake eyes.
And also thinking like, how can I talk?
Baby doesn't need shoes at all.
If she doesn't say abortion, how do I talk her into abortion without seeming like I'm talking her into abortion?
We're moving into a 2-story.
But right away, she's like, I want to get an abortion, and I go, I'll give you a ride. I'll pay for it. I'll, do fucking handstands in the parking lot, whatever I need to do to fix this problem.
Well, you can't like jangle the keys and go, ready? You got to be like, well, if you've thought about it enough.
And I didn't have a computer or internet or anything yet, so I didn't know how much abortions cost. I didn't know how to look, other than calling an abortion clinic, I guess. But so she said, I need to, my mom's going to take me to Phoenix and I need $600. So I give her $600, and I'm like, absolutely, let me know if you need me to pick you up from your mom's, whatever you need, I'll help you out. I'm trying to be a fucking decent fellow.
Can I just cut in and say that it seems like the cost of abortion hasn't changed in decades, because it's always $600. That's what my cost.
We're always just so grateful to be able to fork over that money that we don't look it up. Did you verify any of it? I did not.
No, I paid for it. The one I had to pay.
So directly, right?
You got comic money though.
You had to go there. I got to stay home.
No, I didn't go.
Then later I found out that she had been fucking like a multitude of guys. Like I was embarrassed to find out, what a whore I knew she was a whore, but I thought she was my whore. I didn't know she was everybody's whore.
She was easy. A whore.
No.
That's a paid prostitute. I'm sorry.
Okay, I got you. I don't know. I'm not familiar.
You know what? I have my own list of offensive epithets. I can say midget and not feel, but when you say whore, I go, that's a slut.
I learned the difference between morals and standards right away when I was young, and I never had to employ the services of a whore, as you say, because I was not too ashamed to.
Both words are
fuck
positives.
yeah.
I've made that.
She was a loose woman of, I don't know what the
Ill
fuck
repute.
you say. But
Not ill enough that you didn't
She
know.
was a dude.
so I was
Just
mad.
say that.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
a fucking dude. God bless her.
Listen, best fuck I ever had.
Which,
So
that's a
she's-
good point.
You know why? Lots of practice.
Once I was fucking her in the living room from behind, and she looked back and she said, "Let's do something we never did before." And it took me about 3 strokes before I just picked her up and opened the front door and went out into the yard and fucked her, because it's the only thing I could think of that we never did before.
You have a new hole I don't know about?
So I guess it shouldn't have been a surprise when I found out that there were a lot of dudes involved. But one of the meanest things I've ever said to somebody was, I said, "What hurts the most is that you made me pay $600 for an abortion, and you could have just had each of us pitch in $10." In a serious argument, I said that.
There's no way she got that.
Nah, fuck, I don't know. I didn't care. It was funny to me.
What do you mean? It cost $600. It wasn't $10.
Pass the hat.
It's cheaper in Anchorage, by the way. Well, it was.
So you've been told.
Maybe that's just what it costs to go to Marcy Playground.
Right. That's what you know the price of concert tickets.
They did have a hit.
Yeah.
I assume you think that's the funny story.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but this story you're about to tell.
Okay, so
Assuming
I met
you're
up
done
with
with
another
that.
woman soon after that story happened, and had a fun time with her over a few days. But at one point, I definitely know that in a drug-fueled partying rage, I definitely remember peeling the fucking ring of a condom off of my dick, going, "Oh, that's not good." It was just gone.
Yeah.
There was
So
Blowout.
we've all been there, I'm sure. I hope. I don't know.
There's
I
a
wish.
comic I remember, and I don't know who it was. It was a million years ago when I started or before, who had a joke. Fuck, maybe it was that Marty Juggler. He did a bit about going into a girl with a condom on. Did you ever do this? And then I pull out, when I finish, I pull out and I realize there's no condom there anymore. And I don't know, should I tell her? Should I go back in for it?
Does she know?
Should I just leave? So I'm leaving, thinking, what if the next guy goes in without a condom, comes back with one on, and he's like, "I guess I owe you $1."
or 10, as the case may be.
Yeah.
So I got
So you're with
I had
a different chick.
brief
and-
affair with her. It was fun and exciting, mainly because I was holding drugs at the time. So
Yeah, you spent a few days with her, meaning
Yeah.
the whole time you were just trying to come.
well,
You're doing meth, going, "No, I'm gonna, any minute
Yeah.
now, any minute, any
Yeah.
day now."
These are themes that they keep running through my past with my ex. As you say these things, these are the similar things that happened that I never did anything about.
It was horrible. If I was partying and doing things, I did methamphetamine and stuff, but I always held a job while I did it. I never had problems with
I
it.
get a lot of jobs.
So,
I gotta get home and do more jobs.
I was normal during half of the time, and then I would just be a fucking crackhead and hang out with weird people. But like at one point, she brought her kids over. She was a Hispanic gal, and she brought her kids over to my house during one part of the extended weekend, and one of them was I don't know that.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad you brought up that she was a Hispanic gal, so maybe we can
That's what I
lose
was-
some fucking listeners that are fucking these racist fucking cocksuckers that
So-
Trump has pushed my way.
So a few months later, she starts calling me out of the blue, and I was like, "Oh,
But you're done seeing her,
yeah, it was."
or the drugs are gone.
Both of those things, and so she starts calling me, and I immediately That's the first thing that hits my head is that she wouldn't be really.
Yeah. Why?
She's not calling me 3 months later to see if I've got any dope.
What you doing?
You know, so I didn't answer the phone for a couple of days. I'll be honest. I was scared and I was trying to fucking formulate what to say. And what I ended up saying is, I answered the phone and she said, I took a test. And I said, well, I'm guessing you didn't pass or you wouldn't be calling me. And I said,
algebra's not for everyone,
said,
honey.
I'll come over and pick you up and we can discuss it. Because again, I know what causes that. I've never been one of those guys to, I wasn't me. I know, right. Yeah. I know what happened.
You took a proper tact.
So we get back over to my house and I said, whatever you want to do, I support whatever you want to do. Abortion. And she Hispanic means Catholic, but the Bible never said anything about methamphetamine, to be fair.
Yeah,
so,
true.
Abortion, bad. Methamphetamine, nowhere to be found.
It's apples to
I
oranges.
don't even know if they mentioned abortion.
So she said, well, I'm not having any more children. And I said, okay, that's fucking kind of what. And then she followed it up with, I'm not having an abortion. And I was like, I don't have any choices left.
I'm going to kill the oldest one and bring this new one in.
So
one in, one out.
I said, then I guess that's my responsibility and I'll take care of the kid. And 9 months later, I had a kid. So that's where my youngest daughter, that's the story of my youngest daughter.
Because now you have stepkids that you refer to as your kids.
You guys know, right? And we've never talked in depth about it. That's why I told Stanhope earlier. There's a bunch of stuff we've never discussed at all.
I think we've talked about the fact that you only have one natural child.
Yeah.
So the biological father. It's not the boys. The boys that come here for the UFC fights and stuff like that.
They have different biological fathers.
So the gal, your ex dropped this daughter off on you and said, raise it.
Well, she told me from the get-go that basically she left me no option, and I didn't know, what to do.
She's not having an abortion. She's Catholic. She's
thing
not raising a kid.
The other thing to keep in mind is that at the time, I was kicking in doors for meth dealers and collecting money. I was good at doing things for fucking gangsters, and I was about to move up quickly in this world. And so I had a crossroads. I figured, because whenever I took her home from the hospital, one of the things, I showed up to all the doctor's appointments while she was pregnant. And she said, and I asked the doctor, is there a way to test for paternity during pregnancy? And he says, yes, through amniocentesis, but there's a risk to the baby.
That's the umbilical cord, right?
It involves putting a needle in and withdrawing amniotic fluid.
But not to you.
Well, to me,
I think Chaille's just testing you to make sure you know the big word you might have just memorized. And
I'll tell you, I learned that in 9th grade when I took.
Well, you learn a lot of things when you have to learn things.
Fuck! Now I lost my train of thought.
You asked about the testing, and you probably chose not to because that's
no matter whose baby it was. That's not cool to. That's my one weakness. I don't like people at all, but. Small children, they are not yet, some of them could actually be decent and helpful.
Why would anyone want to damage,
But
you know what I mean? Why would anyone want to reduce the health of an unborn baby by just doing that?
Exactly. It's not that important. Yes. I'll wait until later. And then at the end, when it was done, when I mentioned it again, she told me, if you're going to act like that, I'm just going to take custody of the baby back.
Very familiar.
So what I figured at the time was that I'm the best candidate of whoever's available, is what she's saying. And if I need to go a different direction, I'm not going to change my life in a positive direction for myself. So if I help, then this kid is going to be addicted to methamphetamine within,
I know a lot of people who.
So I didn't pursue it.
Didn't pursue what? Oh,
I didn't pursue the
check
at any
paternity
time.
check.
I didn't care. I took her, kept her, raised her for 20 years, And the other day, she sent me a fucking text message.
I think we've hinted at this on
We
the
have.
podcast. You've always been suspicious.
Right. Well, I've always fucked with her because I may not be smart, but I am clever.
You are smart.
And she always gets herself into predicaments that I have to help her get out of. She's dumb, is what I would always tell her. How are you so dumb?
And losing her bus pass is not
So
one of
I
the
would-
predicaments.
Oh my God.
She gets into
You're being
predicaments
so
that-
kind by saying predicaments.
So forever, I would do the Smokey and the Bandit, where there is no way that you come from my loins. When I get home, the first thing I'm gonna do is punch your mama in the mouth. And I would joke with her about that over the years because it wasn't something I'll go back again, I guess.
Go ahead.
When she was young, we found out that she had a reactive attachment disorder because she fucking behaved, like one time when she was real like a toddler, she was pissed off at me and like climbed onto my lap and wrapped her little hands around my throat and I was like, whoa, I don't think that's normal. So we were trying to figure out what was up with it. And they were like, yeah, happens a lot with adopted children, but they just don't bond with anybody in there.
It's like
in
an
their
organ
family.
transplant.
I'm listening.
Like,
Yeah.
When your organ transplant
Rejects.
Yeah,
the body rejects it.
It's nature, right? You just nobody in your fucking immediate family is genetically related to you. So on a fucking genetic and natural level, you just don't relate to people, and it causes.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Dissociative. Well,
Yes, I'm saying-
not. I didn't come up with it. It's a fucking in the DSM-5.
That's only
Right.
a thing that
It's
came up in my life when my mom and dad received a letter from my birth mom that it became a thing where
Chaille's
I started.
adopted.
I'm
It's the
adopted.
listener.
Right, and it's the same as mental illness, though. It's not going to happen to everybody.
Exactly.
Adopted
Yeah, yeah.
children don't always have this, but sometimes
I could totally see where that would,
like you
yeah.
said, you're rejecting your fucking
Organ.
host, family.
transplant.
So we had a lot of issues with it. I had, it was a difficult thing to go through, and she took that 23andMe test around Father's Day.
This year.
Oh,
This
happy
year.
Father's Day.
And sent me the results back, and it's the top mother is Hispanic, and there's some African, all stuff that we
Stuff
knew.
on her face.
All stuff that we knew. She has the real African-y hair, and she doesn't have any of my features, which is what caused her to.
You
question this.
said that in the past.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not a total shock. But
Jokingly, but not jokingly.
listen, more so, I really did believe she was my daughter. I get the thing in the mail or in the text message, and it says the father 51% European, and I said European is white. I think that's me. European. I look down and it says Iberia. And my ancestors are from Iberia. I looked it up and it says Spain and Portugal. I go, oh shit, that
You ain't
That's-
Portuguese.
that's not me. What was funny was that immediately there was 3 people, and it was other dudes that she had,
Sure.
had kids with before. But there was 3 people that I kind of figured it probably was if it wasn't me. All of them had methamphetamine addictions up until recently and stuff. So right, again, she was probably not wrong in picking me, so I stopped doing it. I looked up the one dude's surname, and his name, Spain and Portuguese. So I texted her. I said, call me. She's still texting me
Wait,
screenshots.
the daughter or the mother?
No, I don't know how to get a hold of the mother's in prison.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I don't know. And
Perfectly normal in a situation like this.
So listen, I was a bit of a hoodlum in my younger days. So I tell her, call me. So she calls me up and I said, listen, I go, it's not me. I go, I'm sure you already know that. You figured it out. But what I wanted to ask you, I said, I'm sorry that this happened. I'm really sorry. She's been lied to her whole life. And I said, I'm super sorry about this. I said, but do you think maybe your dad can take you to court on Friday? Because it's kind of an inconvenience for me.
World Cup is on, Spain, Portugal.
This is just not even a week ago. Chad came and he was like giddy.
No,
Not in a happy way, but like, holy
Manic.
fuck, I knew this the whole time. I want to tell you.
Wait a minute. He left here one night and he came back the next day, which he never does.
Well, I had to come back and get my motorcycle.
But you came back but you usually come back and no one even knows you were here. No. You came in and were like, you wanted a drink.
Well, I was alone. I was
Stanhope
writing that.
Asked him if he was having a drink because I wanted to tell.
I was
absolutely
alone. I spent 9 hours writing that Sean Rouse thing. And,
was it Jason?
Jason Rouse. I'll write that next. I was writing that, and I go, you guys have bailed. Everyone's bailed. I want someone to fucking put eyes on this. And you wanted someone to tell your story, too.
Perfect.
So, we had a
traded.
fucking wonderful night.
Get my peanut butter and your chocolate.
Oh, man. It was, well, and I told Stan, I don't know if I'm in your guys' club again. One of the
Child
things,
free.
Yeah, one of the things that's weighed heavily on me is that I should have had the awareness, even at a young age, to not produce my poisoned seed into another person. That's like one of the most horrible offenses in the world. So I carry a lot of guilt with that. So
You're guilt free.
I feel really good.
Shank, you are not the father.
You actually did the other way. You raised this kid. That's a noble thing.
Well, then that's what I tell her is that, right, she saved my life as much as I saved hers. I would have been dead or in prison. I was headed down a bad road. It's why I'm not stupid. I don't do stupid things if it's not in my best interest. I'll do stupid things, but I'm going to capitalize on it.
Regardless of the fact that there's no blood relation, you will still continue to mentor her while she now goes to prison. It is true that she did get into some trouble and may have to go. Here's the thing. Cause she told me, she said, when I go, cause here's all right, let's another fucking, she said, if I have to go to prison, do you mind? This is before all of this.
Who's saying this?
My daughter.
Oh, okay.
She got into a DUI accident, so she might have to do a little bit of time. We'll see. We're still going to court. But, she said, if I have to go to prison, can I change my name? Would you mind if I change my name? Because I really don't want to go to prison with the name Shank because I'm going to have to defend myself against people, And I was like, no, I don't give a fuck. I think that's wise, actually, but.
Can she wear one of your new Shank t-shirts in prison?
Pick a neutral name. I don't know what to tell you, but I don't care. To me, that's.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things
it's going to be Iberian
too is nature versus nurture because she does think a lot like me, but I don't know. Like when they said she had that detachment disorder, I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's like a sociopath kind of, and I was like, well, that makes sense. So
she is a little bit me after all.
Yeah. We've got a lot of things in common. She understands things. I'll tell her how to manipulate things. I showed her how to cry. On purpose, and,
onion or soap?
No, just with, it's, you clearly don't know how it works when you have no control over your emotions. All you got to do is just release control and you'll fucking cry immediately.
That's interesting what you said. As being adopted, my twin brother and I both adopted, and, the parents who raised me, those are my parents. I still go through a lot of things more than I ever thought. Since I met my biological family, I now can delineate between what is actually something I learned from my parents growing up, right and wrong and all that, and then what is instinctive, which I get from, you met Uncle Bill. There's a creative side there. My mom is a very kind of a free spirit. I certainly haven't towed a 9-to-5 job.
I've been trying to show it to her in that light too, so that
But you can't be rigid about it. You have to understand it's always flowing.
I try, I try to just stay out of it at first. When I went over to visit my daughter, her mother had just gotten out of prison, and I didn't know that. So she messaged her thinking she was going to be in prison for a few more months, and then she got out and got the message, and so she said, I discovered that Chad Shank is not really my father. And so my daughter's sharing the text messages back because she's like, "Oh shit, Dad, my mom is out of prison and saw the message." And I was like, "What did she say?" And she says she's scared, which I thought was funny because I do have a bit of a reputation in that town, in that area. So yeah, I thought, oh fuck, I didn't think about that. She is terrified that I'm going to be,
Ooh, retaliation.
Well, I'm going to feel like
No, not you, her. To maybe her thinking.
So, and then that's another nature versus nurture thing is because then my daughter she's in the back seat and we're driving home and she's laughing and she goes, "I'm just going to tell her that I don't know, but he's just all pissed off saying shit about mine shafts." And I'm going, "Oh, how are you not my daughter?
You got your sense of humor.
How are you not my daughter? That's
You guys are related."
Brilliant. Yeah. So, come to find out, I just talked to her on the phone. I told her I'll talk to
Who'd you talk to on the phone?
her mother.
The mother.
I talked to her mother.
Oh,
on the
you
phone.
did?
I did. I told her I didn't want to at first. I openly said
Did she ask you for dope?
She
Hey, when they release a prisoner, aren't they supposed to notify the victims? That'd be you, right?
all this has just come to light. We'll see in the future things. One of the first jokes that I made when this happened to Jenny was because the dude who I think is the father, I don't know at all, but
But you knew him.
Yeah,
we went to school together.
It's a fucking town of 5,000 people or so. I don't know.
It's Ronaldo from Portugal.
So I said, I go, "Oh, his dad just passed away the other day. He's coming into insurance money. I'm going to hook up some child support money." Jenny,
Lightning crashes. The old father dies.
Jenny actually, like, big eye looked at me like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't fucking do that."
Yeah, you should.
Listen, if I didn't know.
We have a lot of gumps around here, but we don't have enough lawyers.
If I was blindsided by this, I absolutely would. But again, I knew exactly what I was doing.
You know all the emails I get? Yeah, we get gumps. I would get, "Hey, I could work around the house and I'm a builder." We need more lawyers because just on this podcast alone, we could be suing Jeep. We could be suing the guy who's selling the Hope t-shirts and suing the fucking estate of her real father. Just one.
That's the real theme of this podcast.
Yeah,
we thought it was bad beats. It's we need a lawyer.
Yeah, a Better Call Saul that's not against living in the back room of a fucking Korean nail salon. We can make those accommodations happen.
I'm not blood related to Jenny's boys, and it doesn't make any difference. I raised them since they were little. The same thing with her, except for I raised her since she was fucking from the hospital. So it's a little bit even stronger. So I don't give a fuck at all. It doesn't change anything about,
And Jenny's boys, because I get a lot of tweets about this. Jenny's boys they're grown. They're in their 20s now.
Yeah, all my kids are grown.
I'm getting a lot of outreach. Hey, is that Chad Shank's stepchildren that are stuck in that cave in Thailand? No, they're fine.
It would be a lot easier for me because at least it would be somebody else's problem.
I think we should let's kill this.
Yeah. I thought the theme was that I was wrongfully imprisoned with a family, but I like your theme better.
Yeah, we don't. There's no theme. When this drops, I'll be in LA. It's sold out.
I have one more update.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, after that whole thing with the ex, then me and the girlfriend broke up. I went back to the ex.
Oh. She was under a lot of stress.
And all of a sudden, she was pregnant.
What? Again?
Really?
And I was like, come on. We've done this before. And she had a lawyer call me. And it was a family member who's a lawyer. And I said, look, just so you know,
He was a DJ. Did he go, hey, you're being sued. You're being sued by Mercedes. That's not my real name. You're being sued by Laura, whatever.
Who named someone Corvette? Her older sister was a lawyer, and I go, look, I'm going to be honest with you. She's done this before, and this is probably more than likely you've been duped, and this is what's happening. And then she hung up, and that was it. And then right after that, I got a Father's Day card with a sonogram in the card and the lyrics to Father of Mine by Everclear.
And a horse's head.
But the sonogram was like, you could cut that from it. There's no name on there. And even if there was, I could put a name on a fucking sonogram. That doesn't look like
me.
So when's she coming to Bisbee?
Well, her and my son.
When is Tracy out and she's back in?
Tracy, you need to go to the guest room. We're trying to start a family. Yeah, stupid. So stupid. And yeah, that was the end of that. But yeah, that's I got that one.
One time, I think I was 17, I had a girlfriend tell me she was pregnant just to fuck with me. But she was like afterwards, like after a day or 2 or 3 of letting me believe it, she goes, I was just fucking with you. Like it wasn't a get back. And I can't count the amount of times during a breakup, a girl, oh, you're well, I'm pregnant. The stories are rampant. And also divorces where he was molesting our children doesn't come up until the lawyers get involved, and you go, all right, that's really fucked up. And I remember I was a really horrible fucking teenager. I was the worst. And when she told me I was just fucking with you, I tried to stab her tires, but I couldn't get a knife. I'm not a strong man, so I couldn't get a knife to go through them. So I took the pickaxe out of my dad's garage, and then I'm wailing on them, but it's bouncing right back, more threatening me on the bounce back.
You're more prone to injury right there.
So I hit her hood a few times, like, why would you fuck with me? I'm calling my mother, go, what do I do? And so... Yeah, I don't have a good story.
Are we too long? I have another good story that I just
We're never too long.
Hold on. Yours is going to be better than mine. I just want to say, I remember in the band days, we did a lot of banding. And I remember the drummer at one point, we'd hook up and then it would be with friends so we could all go to the same place. And then in the morning, I was like, get the fuck out of here. And then I remember like a girl calling him and saying, I'm pregnant. And he goes, well, it's not mine. She goes, wait a minute. He goes, look, I'm shooting blanks. I'm totally infertile. And he's not. And she never called back. Never a fucking, never,
well, because she was busy telemarketing. There's another lead on the desk. Smile and dial. You're making friends or you're making money.
All said and done, I think that's true about me because I was irresponsible all over the place from an early age. And this is the only thing that ever happened.
You're the only one who had a phone.
Yeah, that could be it. When I was the very first time I got laid as a child, I was 13 years old and lived in a trailer park. And down the road lived another family who was more irresponsible than my family. So I spent a lot of time there, and ended up hooking up with a 14-year-old girl that lived there.
How old were you?
I was 13. Okay. But she had already was very vocal about how she was already experienced, and I was honest and said I was not experienced, and so it was kind of a running joke. She had brothers, and they all had. It was a bunch of
Jesus, you said that in the wrong way.
She had brothers,
you
and they
too easy with that.
She had brothers,
thing.
and they had girlfriends, so there was like a whole group of people. But it was. We were 13 and 14, and then the older brother and his girlfriend were like 17 and 18, and then the older brother were like 22, and then so it was but we all hung out together. The oldest brother bought us beer.
Here's Jimi Hendrix and finger banging.
So it was
but first,
you talk about finger banging. When I say the parents were more irresponsible than mine. I can vividly remember driving in a vehicle, being a passenger in the front seat of a station wagon with her mom, bringing her mom home from some bar. And a dude is like 3 fingers deep in her mom, right up next to the back seat, where I look over my shoulder and there's literally a dude's hand down this woman's shorts, finger banging the mom. I was like, this is a fucking open family. Like, this is cool.
But you were 13 and 14 driving a vehicle?
No, I was a passenger in the front seat.
Who was driving?
The 17-year-old friend. The old. Remember those two?
I just imagine barely looking over.
I'm probably giving away.
This is kind of like
I'm giving away way too many details of the story.
Hey, this is kind of like the book that you're doing, which I just read, which is fucking phenomenal if you're like me and you don't want it's just murder, but they introduce too many new names all the time of people who are getting murdered, and that's what who's finger banging who here?
I've already forgotten the whole fucking point of my story, but I just remembered it. So I finally go in the back room of the trailer, and this girl wants me to bang her, and I do, which takes all of 8 seconds, and then I don't know what to do because I'm 13 years old. And I pull up my pants and go home. I don't say a word. I don't do anything else. I just pull up my pants and leave. They're calling me on the phone, and the older girlfriend, who's like 22, is going, so I heard you're not a virgin anymore. And I was like, oh, wow, this is pretty crazy. I went back down to the house to spend the night because my family was dysfunctional too.
Yeah.
So they let me go spend the night down there, and I banged this girl again. And then I broke up with her because it was the equivalent of pulling up my pants and leaving. I didn't know how to do that. I just did it on a bigger scale and was like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And she told her mom she was pregnant. So I'm 13 years old, and her mom calls my mom, and we all have to go out.
And your mom says, you got any dope?
We all have to, my mom...
You're the meth guy, right?
We all. No, my mom wasn't a meth.
Sorry, I'm confusing moms.
Yeah, my mom wasn't a meth. So we all had to go out and eat Mexican food together while we discussed what the implications and what would happen.
And I thought that's how you get rid of a pregnancy.
And
you eat Mexican food together.
It worked
Everyone
because she turned
hands.
out to not be pregnant. She just fucking didn't know how to react because I didn't know how to react. I just said I'm done.
I'm 14. I'm hitting that age where I'm getting fat. I assumed it was pregnancy.
Yeah,
I just realized
you can wash out that whole last thing I said too. It wasn't funny.
No, it's good.
Okay, it's up to you. Up to you. I don't care if you leave it in, but I don't. It seemed like it's dumb.
Hey, Doug, I got to thank you before you wrap up.
Drunk.
We got a bottle of tequila, Ghost Tequila.
Oh shit!
It's right. I hid it back behind the Campari so no one looks back there.
When you asked me if we have any thank yous, I go, none that I remember. But I'm sure I get some cards and postcards.
I want to say thank you to Fanny Co. out of New York. They sent us a bottle of Ghost Tequila. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. I'm sure we'll be hitting that, and then I'll be hitting the road. By the time you hear this, I will be in LA at the Comedy Store, sold out, and then I'll be at the Sony Music Hall this weekend.
No, it's on
July,
the 14th and the 15th of July, the same night as Skank Fest.
This year, 2018, if you're just catching up on the podcast and binging. And Bingo's going to be on all of these dates. So don't haunt her in a corner when you're drunk. She's coming out. She doesn't like to come out when she has to be haunted. Don't ask her a lot of questions. Just say nice things. I'm hiding low.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be staying at the Click. Hey, let's play this out with some Billie Jean. It's not my child or daughter, or I don't know the fucking lyrics. Billie Jean, goodbye.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, if you don't mind, what do you mean? Well, I am the one who would dance on the floor around. She told me her name was Billie Jean, and she caused a scene. Then every head turned with eyes that dreamed of being the one who would dance on the floor around. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. She came and stood right by me, the smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. She called me to a room. Oh, Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl that claims that I'm the one. But the kid is not my son. She says I am the one, but the kid is not my son. Billie Jean is not my lover. Billie Jean is not my lover. Billie Jean is not my lover. Billie Jean